I'm Robin Bensley. Welcome to Chow Time. Mérida, Mexico is the capital city of the Yucatan Peninsula, and it's known as the White City because of its beautiful colonial architecture dating from the 16th century, and they also use a lot of limestone in their building. Another thing they're known for is having one of the most fabulous carnival celebrations in all of Mexico. Well, Mérida, Mexico is exactly where I learned how to make Mexican Pepita dip. We had stopped at a little courtyard restaurant for a refreshing drink, and the waiter brought over this dip with tortilla chips, and it was roasted and nutty and flavorful, and I could not stop eating it. And so from Mérida, Mexico, I bring you Mexican Pepita dip. One of my favorite things about Mexican Pepita dip is it is completely healthy. It's guilt-free. You can eat as much of it as you want, and you'll see in a minute why. Well, these are pepita nuts, which is the main ingredient for this dip. And they're very lightweight, and it's actually the inside of a pumpkin seed. They actually peel the outer layer off, and that's what's inside. They're very high in protein, very high in iron, no cholesterol. It's all good. So the first thing we're going to do is dry roast them in a saucepan. No oil, just dry. And the reason that I put them in a saucepan as opposed to a frying pan is because some of those kernels will pop, just like popcorn. So you don't want them popping out of the pan. You hear that popping, that cracking sound? A little bit like popcorn. And they're toasting up very nicely. I'm going to keep stirring them. I say, when they start popping more frequently like that, and you can see that they're turning nice and brown, that's just about when you want to turn them off. And then we'll let them cool down for just a few minutes. Now you will need a coffee grinder to make this recipe properly. You cannot use a food processor. So in batches, we're going to grind these nuts to a powder. Oh boy, does this smell good. Okay, now we're going to spice it up a little bit with half a teaspoon of salt. About a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. And next we're going to add 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And the juice of 1 lime. So far, so good. Nothing fattening in here. All right, and now the final ingredient, water. Water. That's what I love so much about this recipe. We're just going to add enough water till it's the proper consistency. In this case, it's about 3/4 of a cup. And there you have it. Mexican Pepita dip. Mucho healthy. In Mexico, they served it with tortilla chips, which they serve everything with, but I like to serve it with some sliced, colorful bell peppers. Fantastic. Toasty, delicious, and completely guilt-free. And by the way, what does ay caramba mean?